Right, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for quite an exceptional car actually. It's a Lexus IS250 and it's the SEL model, finished in silver with black leather and the optional electric sunroof. 2006 car, but with literally just over 20,000 miles from new, and it certainly looks like it. It's wonderfully clean and tidy. I'll go around the car for you, starting with the offside bumper corner. It's clean as a whistle. All the lights and lenses are completely clear as well. The bonnet is incredibly clean. Hardly a stone chip. There will be one or two tiny little ones, but there's nothing that merits any mention at all. Coming down to the near side front, again very clean and tidy, and then round on the near side, just go down the flanks for you, but it is so clean in the panel work. It's an amazing car. Front near side alloy, clean as a whistle, and then the panel work itself is quite extraordinary. It really is. It's completely fresh. It's literally been washed off. It's not even been polished. It's that clean. Rear near side alloy, again incredibly clean as well. And around the back of the car, just pan around to this angle here so you can see down the panel look again. That is like looking in a mirror down there. And then around the back here, and all very clean and tidy. Obviously SEL, so you've got the rear parking sensors as well as the front ones. But again, only you see on there just two tiny little touch-ins. That's like the only exterior blemishes I can find on the car. And offside of the vehicle, as with the near side, absolutely mirror smooth. Side of the rear alloy, again completely clean of any scags or marks. Remainder of the panel work, as with the rest of the car, quite extraordinary. Final alloy on the front there, very clean. Just got a tiny little bit of curbing just on the outside edge, and it really is. I'm being sort of really fussy, but there is just a couple of tiny little exterior marks there. But in all honesty, you're looking at an extraordinarily clean car. Coming into the back of the car now. Interior, as you'd expect with such low mileage, to be honest with you, it looks pretty much as new in here. It is amazing. The leather work is just clean, fresh, and completely free of any obvious marks on there, and it really is wonderful interior. The door card, again, as with all the others, in beautiful condition. Footwell areas been kept astonishingly clean. And the leather work again in this passenger seat. It just looks as though it's a brand new seat. It really does. Driver's door card again. Incredibly clean and tidy. And coming down the footwell area. And the carpet there is obviously a full set of original Lexus mats in the car. Driver's seat, as with the passenger seat, hardly looks as though it's ever been sat in, which quite clearly it hasn't, given the fact that it's done such a low mileage. So sat inside the car now, obviously the engine's running, it has been all the way through. Dashboard, to all intents and purposes, looks as though it's just come out of the factory. Incredible, absolutely incredible. All working absolutely beautifully. Obviously heated, cooled seats on these SEL models. Lovely wood trim, all been kept absolutely beautifully. And then coming up to the dashboard itself, just a pan in there for you, and there you go, just 20,400 miles. No warning lights on the dashboard, of course. Steering wheel looks and feels as new in hand, but really is quite an extraordinary car in here. Just quickly show you, very important, owner's manual pack and block and wheel nut set is here and present with the car. So finally, just to come under the engine bay, always sounds noisy on the videos, I think that's when we stood here. Absolutely beautifully presented, as you'd expect from Lexus. Been wonderfully maintained throughout its life. What will follow this video will be a road test of this very car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Lexus IS250, and it's the SEL model. This particular car is registered LJ06BWS, and mileage at the start of this road test is just 20,395 miles. Reason for the road test, very simply, is just so customers get to see the cars that we're selling actually in operation prior to coming to see us. That way, if there's any issues with the vehicle, we can and we will relay them back to you. You know, like you, no doubt, we've been to see many cars or many things, only to get there to find out there's a fundamental problem with the car which you clearly should have been told about. So hence that's why we do it. It's also done on the same very quiet country roads just outside our premises, so it should be representative, hopefully, of what you'll feel yourself if offered a test drive of the vehicle. As you'll know from the walk around video and the advert itself, you know, a very exceptional vehicle with such a low mileage. And I have to say, you know, obviously you've driven it before, but the first impression when you drive the car is it feels absolutely brand new. It feels unbelievably tight and fresh in every single mechanical item. Bit of a spoiler for the video because normally I go through them one by one. But in all honesty, you know, this is a remarkable vehicle in every way. Clearly the engine starts absolutely straight away, all but silent in operation, but when it is extended, as is always the case with these Lexus V6 engines, it's got a lovely sweet engine note to it. It sings round sweetly, idles absolutely perfectly here. You know, it's a wonderful example of a truly great engine. There are no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Temperature gauge, and the car's been running for some time now, is just under half, which is exactly where it should be on a Lexus car. Engine then feeds through into the Lexus 6-speed gearbox. Wonderfully smooth gear change there. You know, it's very, very highly regarded, not just for what it's like to use the gearbox in day-to-day use, but also in terms of their reliability. They're incredibly tough units, and this is a very, very sweet shifting gearbox, perfectly matched to the car. It works in complete harmony with the engine, and as I've said in many of my previous 250 videos, you know, I think they got the engine size exactly right. You know, tempting as it might have been to shove in a smaller capacity engine, they didn't do it, and this is just such a lovely combination. It gives you all the power you need, so you can cruise very comfortably at, you know, whatever speed you decide to go at, and it can do it all day long. It's just it's a really wonderful combination, and as I said, you know, I can't detect anywhere in any of it anywhere. It's you know, just feels though, you know, it's not even running yet, in all honesty, this car, and it's, you know, it's wonderful. Steering of the vehicle, again, just feels taut, precise in hand. It exhibited absolutely no vibrations at any speed up to legal limit that I've experienced, and I don't like, you know, get wheel vibrations. Track's absolutely bullet straight. There's no tram lining or anything from the steering at all, but just feels crisp in hand. Very well weighted, obviously, because it's rear wheel drive. You've got no drive shafts tugging at the steering wheel and taking away some of the steering feel. It's a lovely setup. Suspension of the vehicle, you know, always a Lexus strong point. Very, very comfortable, but not at the expense of agility. It's, you know, it's a surprisingly capable car. You know, as I've said again in lots of my previous IS videos, you know, suspension's, you know, a really subjective thing, and I know it is. So, you know, what's good for one man isn't necessarily good for the next. But I think they've got the combination perfect. It's not as soft as, say, an A4 and C-Class, but in actual driving it feels more comfortable because there's less roll, less pitch through the corners, and it rides on the surfaces like this absolutely beautifully. But it's not as harsh as a 3 Series. I mean, a 3 Series, you know, is a great driver's car. There's no getting away from it. But to exploit its advantage, you know, you've got to be driving at sort of serious speeds, you know, pretty much antisocial speeds, and they can be wearing and tiring. Whereas these are very, very, very comfortable indeed, but also good fun. You know, through the lanes, they respond well. And again, on these videos, what I'm looking for on road test is just signs of any kind of mechanical wear underneath, and that could be things, you know, like little sort of, drop links, anti-roll bar links, rubber bushes, all that kind of stuff. But there's nothing. It's absolutely silent. You know, it's an extraordinary car. Also very, 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 very quiet, it's got to be said. And obviously that could be easily spoiled, of course, if you had a damaged sort of sunroof seal, because this one's fitted with the optional electric sunroof, which is a lovely feature on the car. But obviously if you've got your damaged windscreen, sunroof or door seal, then it allowed wind hiss, which would be hugely annoying, and it should be as refined as it is. Brakes on the car, a lovely solid brake pedal. There's no pulsing, there's no vibrations. You know, when you're coming down from speed, it comes down, the car sits squat evenly, so all in good order as you'd expect. Looking around inside the car, I mean, it's just like, it's ridiculous. I mean, it looks like it's just rolled off the production line. It's in beautiful condition, in extraordinary build quality. I mean, you know, yes, it's only done hardly any miles, but it is still a 12-year-old car, but it feels like I'm driving around, as I said, in an absolutely brand new car. Everything feels just incredibly fresh to hand. All the gauges, all the instrumentation, all the switches, the heated cooled seats, the electric seats, the memory seats, all working absolutely perfectly. Air conditioning's pumping out lovely cold air as well. That's all been checked. But it's also beautifully, beautifully made. And, you know, for people like me who are now getting on a bit, it's just such a blessing to sit in a car where you don't have to sit there and scratch your head for about 10 minutes trying to work out how to turn anything on. It's brilliantly, brilliantly simple. Very well equipped, but simple. Dashboard I love, of course. It's, you know, very stylish, simplistic. Nothing is on there that you don't need, but all working beautifully and so legible. It's wonderful. And the steering wheel, again, just feels brand new. It feels absolutely wonderful in hand. It really does. You know, as I said at the start of the video, the point of the videos here is just to show you the car actually in operation, and, you know, to feedback on any issues, and of which there are none. You know, whoever is genuinely, and I mean it, lucky enough to be the next owner of this car, will be taking on a simply wonderful, wonderful car, which has, you know, got tons and tons of life left in it. As always, though, if I've actually missed something out in the video, then please don't hesitate. Do give me a call, and I'll happily answer any questions you might have.